Yeah, sorry about that. I dropped the camera. Sorry about that. Where was I? Film mode. Okay, film mode. Keep it at auto, but that's basically for 24p movies or videos or whatever. It kind of works like game latency off, because when I keep it on off, I realize the soap opera effect is not on anymore. So that's basically for movies if you wanna keep it off. It's basically for 24p movies. Okay, color space you can't click it on calibrated because everything is calibrated. Gamma now. The gamma is it just brightens up the image. The higher you go, the brighter the image gets. Let me see if I can show a demo real quick. 1.8, real bright. A lot of people say this TV don't get bright, but it does get bright since the firmware updates. 1.8, 2.0, 2.1. 2.1 is 0. It's basically normal. 2.2, it comes uncalibrated. It comes 2.2, but I think that's a little bit too dark. 2.4, that's real dark. That's for watching movies in a dark room. So I keep it at 2.1. It's a little bright, but it's either 2.1 or 2.2. I keep it at 2.1 because I want to brighten up the image on what's the name on HDR content. See if I can focus back on this instead of that. Okay. This is where a lot of people get confused, but since I do calibration, I'll go inside the color tuners and the white balance. I'll show you some settings I did for the color tuners. A -5 from the hue, from the blue. This TV comes, how can I say? It comes a little bluish and a little reddish at times for different content. But I realize it's mostly blue more than the red. So I took blue down just a tad bit, -5. And everything else is basically the same except for magenta and yellow. I give it a little teeny bit more yellow because still don't have that much yellow, but it works. For the saturation now, since this is not a wide color gamut TV and the contrast is perfect, I decided to give it a little bit more color, just a little bit more pop of color. Red, I moved it up 10 because when you move it up past 10, this TV gets really red. It's like they oversaturated the red value or something. I don't know what it is, but I kept it at 10. I didn't want to leave it at 0 because everything will be up except for the red. So I try to give it a little bit more pop than what it is. But over 10, don't even mess with it, to be honest. Especially if your color is at around 60, like how I showed mine was at 60. But if you keep it at 50, you can go a little bit higher than 10. But since I'm at 60, I keep it at 10. Green, give it more green. If you give it too much green, it's like no dark green. It's all bright greens. So keep it at 20, blue at 20, cyan at 15. I did go 20, but you hardly see those colors in movies. So I kept it at 15. Magenta 20, yellow 14. Now here's the thing, when it's at yellow, well, to be honest, I had it at it was at normal, it was at computer before, but it was too much yellow, so I don't know why this is still yellow, but 15 should be good. 15 should be good. Alright. Brightness, never touch brightness. Never touch brightness. It just messes up everything. Offset, took away the red a little bit, by just a tad bit, -1. Gain. Here's the thing about it. Gain, you want to turn the red to -12. Like I said, this TV has a lot of gain when it comes to red. Green left at 0. Green doesn't seem to be an issue when it comes to these color ones. I'll tell you a little bit more on the white balance because this TV is like a green magnet when it comes to the white balance. Blue, give it a little blue for certain colors. Seems to be perfect. Now for the white balance now. These are my settings for the white balance. These settings, I dwindled them a little bit. I messed with them a little bit, but it seems like I lowered the green a little bit more because on facial, like the light on face is a little bit green. Has that, like I said, it has that little green tint to it. I'll see if I can show you a video of what I'm talking about later on the scene on one of the movies. I can show you what this green does. And it's a -10 because if you go under -10, like -50 or whatever, it takes away the green. It's just mostly red and blue, creating the white. So when you take away the green, nothing has like a green tint to it. I don't know if you can see her face right now. Let's see if I can focus on her face. No, you can't see it. Forget about it. But yeah. 7 focus, in case you guys want to see what values I have. That's for 10%. 7, -10, and 9. 20, always have like the green on all of these things a little bit lower than the rest of them. 20, that's mine for 20%. 30%. That's my 30%. 40%. Seems like I lowered the green a little bit more. I'm gonna show you a video next time of what I mean by lowering the green. 50%, 60%. You guys could pause and write these values down because these work perfectly fine. These are like the best calibration for this TV. You could try it too. If you don't really like it, I don't see why you wouldn't like it. You can always go back to default settings, but these are the best for this TV. Let me see what else I haven't went over. I think I went over everything. What I have. Yeah, so these are my settings for this TV. For HDR gaming, it work, like I said, it works for standard definition too, but it seems to work much better for HDR. People usually make the contrast go all the way up, but let me see if I can show you a demo of how it looks when the contrast is all the way up. It's just too much. It's too bright. So it's at 47 now. I'm gonna make it go to 100, and you'll see. See, you lose quality on the background. As you can see, like by the mountains, you'll see the detail goes down. It's just too bright. Some people might like that, but I don't like that. I like to, if it's nighttime, I like it to be dark. I keep it at 47. If the contrast is too low, that's what happens. I'll keep it at around 47. I wouldn't go over 50 because after that, it starts getting crazy. Like I said before, the best way to see if your contrast is too high is at HDR is look at the sun. If you see an outline of the sun, your HDR is perfect. If you don't see it, your contrast is perfect. If you don't see an outline, you just see a big blur in the sky, your contrast is too high. So let me keep it at 47. Because I've seen after 47, it gets a blur. The sun turns into a blur. But yeah, tint, you don't have to mess with the tint, but that's a personal preference to me. I think the green on the faces is annoying. Because if I'm looking in real life and I look at people's faces, I don't really see green. but that's just a preference. This is also a preference too. Almost dropped the camera again. Sorry about that. What I was saying, the black detail, it's just a personal preference. I'll show you again what the black detail does. Right now it's on low. Let's start with off. Don't really see a difference, but I can because certain white spots got brighter. So on low, you can't see it. Medium, I know you guys are gonna see the medium. Always look at the mountain and you'll see what I'm talking about. That's low, medium, and this is high. It's like it adds more fog to the background or something, which I don't really like. So I'll keep it at low. Gives it a more natural looking. Mountains look have that dark in the back. Yeah, so keep it at low. Everything else, that's about it. The video going a bit too long. I'm gonna show you a movie of a face real quick to show you what I mean by this TV has too much green to it. Alright, so catch you in the next video.